Ronnie McMullen. We're going to have about a 30-minute conversation with him. I want to know what's going on now with the toxins in our body. And now that Bayer has bought Monsanto, or in the process, they haven't signed the final deal, but it's going to happen. Let's see if we can get some answers.
Hello?
Ronnie McMullen, Paul Begley here. You're live on the Coming Apocalypse. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Ronnie. Ronnie, we're great to have you on here today. And I just want to ask a couple questions. Folks, this is Ronnie McMullen, of course, with GetTheTea.com. GetTheTea.com. We've been drinking it. Ronnie, now you've got me addicted to it. Not in an actual addiction as far as being like I'm craving it. But what I mean is it tastes real good. It tastes real good, and I feel good. So tell me, what's going on? I mean, we got a lot of toxins in the body, the GMOs, but I wanted to start with this question. Did you hear that Bayer has bought, or in the process, they've announced it already, that they're buying for $66 billion. Bayer, the largest pharmaceutical company in Germany, is purchasing Monsanto here in America, the #1 producer of genetically modified food in the world. What does that mean when it comes to getting the toxins out of our body?
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a hocus pocus move, because Bayer obviously is a huge company, and they also, many people don't know this, but they make poisons and weed killers and everything else. So I think it's interesting that the same company that makes weed killers also makes aspirin, and also is now going to have genetically modified foods and organisms. So what this means is Monsanto has, in my opinion, this is just an opinion, Monsanto's gotten a really bad name. They've gone after Whole Foods to say you will carry our foods. They've gone after all kinds of stuff. They've gone after farmers and sued farmers. They are evil. I don't call too many people evil, and they get the big fat evil award. And so I think that people are waking up, so they're saying, okay, we got to do something. And they probably went to Germany and said, hey guys, bail us out of this. We'll give you a decent deal, because we're just cranking up the old money cash routine, and this is a never-ending supply. Change the name, and we'll go underground for a little while. So I could, I don't know, this could be all.
Well, when you say they're going after farmers, tell us a little bit about that. What you mean by that?
Well, Monsanto obviously has, very much a lot of patents, and Monsanto's main claim is corn. When you eat corn, and it can say organic corn, I always try to teach people there, when you say organic corn, you go, oh, this is okay, this is a good corn. It doesn't say GMO free, so it means it has genetically modified organisms in it, and they just fed it a food for, that basically has no petroleum in it. So they can call it organic, but it's still very bad for you. And I see so many things, Costco, I love Costco, but they'll have corn chips and they say organic, but you cannot find a GMO free stamp anywhere on there. So they grow this corn, and they have this whole patent on seed, and the farmers, they say, hey, we want to hold back the seed, have organic seed. So now all of a sudden a crop right next to them plants the GMO corn, and it gets into the farmers crop that are trying to grow organic. And the next thing you know, they go, hey, look what you're doing, and your seed is getting in ours, and so we're going to sue you. And most farmers have no money to come against Monsanto, because Monsanto is, again, big, evil, devil, whatever you want to call it. And so they lose. But now the farmers have gotten smart, and they're basically doing what is called a co-op, and they get 5 or 6 or 10 or 15 or 20 farmers together, and they pool their money and their lawyers, and the next thing you know, they've been getting somewhere with Monsanto, like, leave us alone or we'll go after you. And not that they have more money than Monsanto, but at least Monsanto say, hey, this isn't as easy as it used to be. So we're getting there little by little, and now we even have a few people talking against GMOs. like Gwyneth Paltrow, and she talks very much against GMO. So we're getting there on the wake-up season.
You know something, and we're going to talk here. I got some of your the olive leaf, and you've got this D365, and some of these are products I don't know anything about. I mean, I've been drinking the tea. Get the tea.com, folks. Get the tea.com. Heidi is, I mean, as soon as we get done with our tea, she's cooking another thing, and here we go again, and it's really, really good. And we've got to the point now where it's just what we drink every evening. I mean, it's good tea. Tastes good, good for you. And Ronnie McMullen, of course, would get the tea.com. But Ronnie, tell us a little bit about these other things here. What I was wondering is this: you have this the olive leaf. Can you tell me what something about this product? This is on your website, I'm sure.
Yeah, in fact, even on I have a YouTube channel called Health Matters Now, and I just do little 4 and 5 minute blurbs about the different products. But basically, I put a video on there. Is the olive tree the tree of life? And let me just a few benefits that you have by taking olive leaf. It's a natural source of antioxidant. It will increase your energy. It supports the immune system. And this is huge. The immune system is your firewall against disease. So if your immune system, which a lot of people have autoimmune disease, and if your immune system is down, it means you get sick quicker. You don't feel good, and so on and so forth, and you can actually catch diseases and viruses much easier if your immune system down. So you want to find products that help your immune system, build your immune system, support your immune system. This is really important. Olive leaf is big in this. It keeps healthy cholesterol levels, and you know what? Cholesterol levels and triglycerides are really important because if you keep those levels too far up, you can have a heart attack. So a lot of people don't realize that. It also keeps healthy blood pressure levels, supports the cardiovascular system, and it basically is an antioxidant to help repair cell damage, and it inhibits bacteria and fungi, and it works against viruses. So is this the tree of life? It might be. I think trees give man life. And so we have to pay attention to these trees because they're giving us their leaves and they're saying, hey, I can help you if you'll just put me in your body. So it's a beautiful thing. And really, I also say to people, I try very hard to tell people it's a part of your system, okay, that you change your diet. And when I say the word diet, people think the word, yeah.
Hello?
What's that?
No, you're there. You're fine.
Okay.
Are you there, Ronnie?
Are you there? Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. We're here.
There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. So it's important that we change our diet, and diet we think of fat or thin, and quite honestly, diet is about what you eat.
Right.
And so you have to decide to say, hey, I'm going to put more vegetables. I'm going to lean out on my meat a little bit, and the vegetables should be as close to raw as you can. And because that means you're getting all the vitamins. People don't realize that one of the most healthy vegetables that you can eat is cauliflower. It has so many vitamins.
I love cauliflower.
So by changing and it's very good for you.
Yeah.
So it's something that, and broccoli is like probably number 2, and then spinach is coming in there. So these are all things that God made for us to be healthy. And if you change that just a little bit, and you start taking some supplements, and here's an interesting thing with supplements. A lot of people don't realize that if our food had not been messed with, if man wouldn't have gone in and screwed with our food, we probably wouldn't need supplements. We wouldn't need pharmaceuticals. But there's money to be made there.
Right.
And this is a very famous quote, and this is what he says. The doctor of the future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs, but rather will cure and prevent disease with nutrition. You're not going to believe who said that.
Who said
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison. Well, he was right. He was definitely right. Let me ask you this question, Ronnie. The Zika virus thing, they've been spraying down there, and now we just got very few cases of Zika. We're not sure it's really tied to microcephaly, even though the CDC says it is. But they're down there spraying in Florida and South Carolina, And they went into this little town. They didn't even ask the people if it's okay if they sprayed. They sprayed at a honeybee farm, killed 2.5 million of the honeybees. They just dropped dead like it was a radiation. Do you have any handle on what it is they're using? And we've had reports, and we've been covering it here, about all the animal deaths, birds, fish, cattle, massive animal deaths. I've been covering it. It's in the book of Hosea, chapter 4. The Lord said this is going to happen in the last days, and it's happening massively. My question is, do you know anything about the effect of the complete depletion of our honeybees and bees in general in America and around the world?
Well, bees pollinate, and it was, I forgot what company it was, it leaves my mind right now, but they actually were making a mechanical robot bee to do the same work, and I don't quote me on this, but I think Monsanto was behind this. And so they're trying to kill the natural bees so that this is all about being man-made and about changing our system and our nutrients and what we're eating, and we're not getting nutrients. And in the next 2 years, you're going to see food prices. In fact, I just had a dream about this. But you're going to see food prices probably double or triple, which means a lot of people with their current finances are not going to be able to pay for good foods, organic foods, or whatever. They're going to be forced to drop down to more cheaper foods, the 99-cent menus, and so on and so forth, which there are no nutrients. Microwavable food, no nutrients. Processed food, no nutrients. So, and they'll put, hey, this has vitamin A or B, a little bit of C in it, but there's such low amounts, and they're so not organic or not good, so they're completely compromised products. So this is something you're going to start seeing, and the bees are an important factor. They are spraying without our knowledge. If you want to believe the CDC or the WHO, the World Health Organization, I don't want to stop you from believing in them, but when they say something's safe or they say something's not safe, it's usually the opposite of what they say.
Right.
So they don't want us healthy, and that's the way I see it.
Well, that's why the Food and Drug Administration work together. And if you have Bayer, who's the largest pharmaceutical company in all of Germany, buying Monsanto, which is the largest pesticide. Look, folks, think about this. Monsanto made Agent Orange. What? The people who made Agent Orange are now making your chicken tenders at McDonald's or wherever. I'm not sure about, what I'm saying, the GMO situation that's developed. Let me ask you a question. You've got here, and I can't even say the name, Astaxanthin Max?
Astaxanthin.
What is that?
Astaxanthin.
Okay.
And it is for your eyes. Oh. And it has so many ingredients that it is all for your eyes, for retinopathy. It's for night vision. It's all about your eyes. And while it's working on your eyes, it'll work on your cardiovascular as well. So we have been selling it crazy like. People love it. They've been waiting for this to come out. It is unique only to get the tea. You can't get this in this formulation anywhere else. And again, I go after. I'm not going to carry every vitamin there is in our website. I go after. How do I say it comfortably here? I go after issues in your body. There we go. I got to watch what I say because of FDA. But I go after issues in your body, and I try to correct it naturally. And a lot of things, and I let people know. I go, you don't have to have high blood pressure. You don't have to have, sugar's a hard one to beat because it's part of your diet as well. And most doctors won't really go that direction. But if you have high sugar, you've got to correct your diet and do exercise. And exercise is really so important for everything. But people get bummed out because if they're really overweight, thinking about going and working out just absolutely makes them feel like, I don't think I can do this. But you have to start small. And I always want to encourage everybody. I lost, and this is a fact, I lost 50-plus pounds. 50. So I know you can do it. And this is something where, and this was just by diet, by doing my tea, and just changing a few things in my life. And, it didn't happen overnight, but I'm 50-plus pounds down. People go, wow, Ronnie, there's a whole new you going on. And it's not about, a lot of people don't realize the mental that goes on with overweight as well. And this is not a weight loss program, but this is something that will help you, because if your colon is clogged, and most people's are, then your organs are not getting the nutrients they need, and you're stopped up, and you're going to feel lousy. When you feel lousy, you're just kind of like, do I want some cauliflower? Nah, Twinkie sounds much better. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. And next thing you know, you'll eat a bag of Doritos. Doritos is not even registering as a food in your body. Your body says, okay, I could eat that whole bag. What else? What else you got? Because it didn't register as a food.
I see what you're saying.
This is what's going on with so many of our foods out there. So we've got to really, really change our ways. And if we do, you're going to feel so good. You're going to have lots of energy. It's all going to be good.
All right. I'm reading right on the bottle here. It says it's vegan. It's non-GMO. It is no fillers and no preservatives. Just pure natural vegans, and of which you've put together in a supplement here that is an antitoxin blended. Just it's made. It's very potent to get rid of the toxins in the body and to help you with that. But again, diet. No matter what you do here, if you continue to eat the wrong foods or foods that are really genetically been modified or have filled with all kinds of garbage, it's just putting a stress on all the organs in the body. And let me ask you this question, Ronnie. You talked about going after the farmers at Monsanto. We're seeing that the FDA is going after the farmers around here with their labeling. They're torturing the Amish and the German Baptists and some of these that grow organic food, which we eat here. And they're making them put labels on everything they sell. And the milk they sell has to say for non-edible milk only. Okay?
Yeah.
But it's the exact opposite. It's good. Can you talk?
Very few states are you allowed to sell raw milk. And there's a reason for that.
Okay.
There's a huge reason why they don't want you to have raw milk. And literally, listen to this. They actually went into a farm, a goat farm, in Ventura, California, with, are you ready? Guns.
What?
To a milk farm. Guns. Yes. Went into guns and tried to arrest people for selling goat milk. And you ask yourself why? Because when you pasteurize milk, the milk loses everything that it's good for you. This is why now, segue, now this is why we carry colostrum. Because colostrum is mother's first milk. For those of you that missed your mama's breast, which might be, if you were not breastfed when you were younger, you have a really strong shot that you have autoimmune disease, because that's what it takes. That breast milk, that colostrum is what it takes to heal your stomach. So you probably have a lot of stomach problems. And if you want to get off of stomach problems, you need to get the bag of colostrum, not the pills. The pills are cheaper, but they're maintenance. You want to get the bag. The bag really helps you. It probably about 2 to 3 days, you're going to see your stomach just start feeling so much better for those of you that have stomach aches. But can you believe they took guns into a farm, a milk farm, and tried to arrest people and for a milk farm and shut them down because they were selling raw milk? And this is disgusting. And this is all a part of FDA, and this is all a part of, to me, when you have the FDA and they've got guns, I call that a bully. I don't know, maybe other people might call it terrorism.
Well, I see it as a new world order. I mean, I see that the government wants to control all food and water distribution, and you can't buy or sell unless you're in their system. And how do you get there? You just don't get there overnight. You got to start the process of cutting out the suppliers of the organic food, or even like you, Ronnie, you're going to be on the list, don't you? You can't be selling this organic antitoxin against the GMO world. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Are you feeling any pressure beginning on you as well?
No, I think it's because I'm so small. And, and it's going to sound crazy. I hope people take this the right way. I was on radio for over 12 years, and I reported on the New World Order all the time. But God says to love your enemies. And so I always let them know that, hey, I know you're in a bad way. I know you're a part of what we'll call a cabal. I know you're doing the wrong thing, but there's still time for you to jump the fence and get on the right side.
That's
get
right.
on the side of light. Get on the side of God. There's still time. And I always talk to them that way. And I know they're listening to shows, and I always would treat them that. So I'm hoping that maybe some of this cabal, they're actually taking their products. You never know. And they're saying, let's leave the little guy alone, and we'll go after some bigger fish. I don't know. Maybe that's just a mind frame. But,
maybe the hand of God is on your company, folks. GetTheT.com. That's www.gettheT.com. GetTheT.com. It actually comes in these packets. There's all the little tea packets are on the inside, and you just follow the instructions. Real simple. And you once you get the tea good and cooked, and you let it sit there for a few hours, you put it into the water and stir it up, and I promise you, the tea is delicious. You'll enjoy it, and it's healthy. It's totally organic, and you'll feel better. I mean, you just will feel better, and there's just no question about it, because toxins are leaving your body. And I'm just going to say this, Ronnie, because you are a Christian company, and you do have the right attitude to where you're saying, look, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm trying to help people. The Bible says that whatever we put our hand to, it shall prosper. And so may God bless your company. That's what I'm thinking. But you are standing in the gap for a lot of folks by helping them here get more healthier. And like Heidi says, we need to be spiritually healthy, mentally healthy, and physically healthy.
Well, in my videos at Health Matters Now, they're 4 or 5 minute videos, just little quickies to help you with product, to help you with what's going on in health news, what have you. And I try to make them a little funny sometimes, because sometimes this world, the pressure gets you down, and you need something kind of light to be, hey, this feels good. But I used to be sick. I went and I corrected it, and I still have a few problems that, Get the Tea is not going to help everything you have. But you can get better naturally, and the doctors look. This is something else, real quick. But the doctors, when we go see our doctors and we're proactive in our health, actually it snaps them out of some of their weirdness, and they kind of go, great. My doctor calls me, and she'll say, you're my prized pupil, and I think, this is cool, and she's betting on it. She doesn't even. She'll say, well, you should have this, but I know you're going to take care of it. And this is what's awesome. So again, we can do it, but we got to realize we own our body, not them.
You've got another product here, real quick, and it's D365. Tell us what is D365?
D365, a quickie. D365 is tea in a pill. So for those of you that go, I don't want to make the tea, or maybe you say, I'm not sure if I like the taste, which everybody kind of likes the taste, but you might be different. Then you can take 1 pill a day and have the same effects as if you were drinking the tea. So it's great for people that drink the tea. They go, well, I'd rather have the tea, but now I'm going away on a trip, and I can't take the tea and make it with me for my week vacation or wherever I'm going on business trip. So they take the D365 with them. And it's great. It's a great detox. It does basically the same thing.
Wow. Ronnie, I'm telling you right now, I'm with you with the fact that we need to be as healthy as we can. We need to understand that there may be a bigger agenda out here I have no doubt about it, that the genetically modified organisms that are being used, they're making GMO mosquitoes, Ronnie. They just put a bunch of them in the Florida Keys. They say it's going to help the ecosystem. Do you got any information on this?
I have not heard that, but it doesn't really shock me, because you got robot bees, they're doing all of this. If you notice, Paul, and you do notice, but they're doing all this without anybody knowing. It's like somebody goes, hey, did you know this? And we're all catching the news after the fact, not before the fact. This goes with chemtrails. This is really why the tea is probably our #1 seller, is because the tea is a cleanser. We call it detoxing. So what is detoxing? It's getting rid of your toxins. It's getting rid of your poisons. It's getting rid of your chemicals that are in the water and the air. And our air is being completely contaminated by they and them. And it's being done under the words of climate change, geoengineering. We call it chemical trails. and they're doing it so much. I mean, it's overboard. Literally, the skies, you can't see the sun, the stars, or anything else. And this is the crime of the century. And if we don't stand up as a human being and say, we're not taking this anymore, and eliminate those people in politics and in governments, if we don't eliminate, and I don't mean eliminate them by death, but eliminate them by getting them out of their office, we're going to be done probably in 10 years. So we are in a time that our wake up needs to be so proactive, or we're going to be in trouble. And part of this is if you succumb and you don't do things like drink tea or an herbal tea, or take supplements, or eat right, you will succumb because you're going to be in the line of the hospital and you're going to be upside down. So, looking maybe towards your grave. And I'll tell you, that's what they want. They want to get your money, and then they want to put you in your grave. So the best way to do it is fight them with being healthy.
Right now, Ronnie, the United Nations General Assembly is gathered in New York, and the theme this week is the Sustainable Development Goals, which is a universal push to transform our world. Well, when you go to find out what do you mean by transforming our world, included in this is the distribution of food. And they are saying there's too many eaters, that we can't sustain global sustainability. We got 7 billion people. We need to be at 5 billion by the year 2030. Ronnie, how do you get from 7 to 5 in 14 years? Is the food that they feed us going to be part of the elimination process?
You simply change the food and the water, and you got to realize everybody's like, oh, and I think it's funny, they'll call out martial law. I've been doing this investigating for a lot of time. They call out martial law, and I do not believe martial law will ever happen other than a few little cities here and there. And the reason is they don't have enough bad guys. Why would they want to do martial law where they're going to actually start a full-on chaos ruckus when all they have to do is keep doing what they're doing with the food supply, and they'll kill us all. And the people will do it. They'll go, oh, I'm going to eat this Doritos. I'm going to eat these Twinkies. I'm going to eat this chocolate cake. I'm going to eat this. They have no idea the ingredients that are listed inside of this food that we call food. And people don't realize every time they'll go, oh, I'm not drinking soft drinks. I'm drinking sugar-free. And I go, oh, well, you're drinking rat poison. And they're offended. They're offended. They're like, oh, how dare you say that? Well, have you done your work to see what's inside of your Diet Coke? You don't realize. I mean, I drank regular Cokes, and I wonder why I have sugar problems today. So this is something that I'm trying to help people, and sometimes you have to use what is called the sword. It's better known as the truth. And people get offended with the truth. It's really sad. But this is something, if you don't do this, they've got it. They don't need martial law. They don't need to come knock on your house and take everything. They've already got you. You're going to be in the hospital dying. And this is something we got to stop right now. Right now.
Wow.
And I think that, I could be wrong here, but I think very similar. When you look in the New Testament and you see Rome invading Israel, and you see the Roman Empire, this is exactly what's happening right now, right here with us. Okay? This isn't going to be about wars and all this. That'll definitely be a part of it, but what they're going to do is they're going to get us with the food, because when they get us with the food, we're going to be sick, and when you're sick, can you get in a boxing ring and fight one of the heavyweights? No, you can't. You're like, I don't feel good. So then they got us.
The war is already on then, Ronnie. It's already on as it relates to food. Yeah, it absolutely is already on. And the chemtrails, and with all the GMO stuff. Folks, this is Ronnie McMullen. GetTheT.com. GetTheT.com. He's got some great products there, all natural products, all of it to help you in getting healthier. This isn't this cure-all, he'll tell you that. But this, along with a change of diet, a little bit of exercise, a whole lot of praying, things can turn around. I guarantee you that. Ronnie, appreciate you coming on today, being with us. GetTheT.com.